I am very aware that to many assembled here, I may appear aloof. Let me reassure you, I have travelled widely, seen all kinds of insects. I took very seriously 6 weeks of work experience with a colony of ants. I've set up a charity to save the woodlice. I have made donations to the dirtiest worms. I've been cupped in the hands of an old lady. I know I was born the same as any other grub. How the cocoon shaped me. I cannot talk about some things, but remain confident that the standards I set for myself, these colours, this anger, are what one expects from a butterfly. Thank you. That will be all. That's about a poem about somebody who doesn't have any love, as is this one. It's inspired by my reading of the book of Revelation, the Bible. It was written by somebody called John. We don't know exactly who that John was, but this is my prayer for him. Here comes an angel with keys, jangling language and laughter, leaving truth for what's after. Here comes an angel with keys. She'll open up your eyes, John, trading with sweets and spices, with smiles and devices. She'll open up your eyes. You fear her thoughtful kisses, lest they leave a mark of a beast inside your heart. You fear her careful kisses. There goes the angel with keys, offering softness and life. You turn back to sacrifice. There goes the angel with keys. That was just a dream, John. That was just a dream. Love can flow like a stream, John. Now go and find your stream. And this poem is about, I think, maybe one of the most successful relationships in the Bible is Isaac and Rebekah. Isaac was one of the few patriarchs to be monogamous. He also had a difficult start in life, traumatic, his father tying him onto a shrine and raising a knife above him. And this is his song for Rebekah. Perhaps your presence has carried me back to a time that was simpler and true. Or maybe you took me to heaven, a place known only to you. Did you take me inside of myself, through the tender tunnel of memory, pulling the pearl out of my shell, touching tensions that close me? The facts? We met on a road, leading away from a damaged land, and we walked with each other, sharing the past, suggesting the path. A smile, a joke, recognition, an embrace, understanding, a kiss. This next poem is also inspired by a relationship in the Bible. You have to decide for yourself whether you think it's a successful one or not. It's from the Song of Songs. There's a line there that talks about, come to me from the heights of Arman, from the peaks of Sinir, from the mountains of Hermon. Come to me from the den of lions. This is called Leonine. If ours were more than a leisure of love, O lioness, leaving our hidden high bough, lolloping your loins to that ghost and your cub. But we remain occasional friends. I roar affection over the mountain. You sleep alone in that crowded den. If we had resolve, we'd run together among the pride across the savannah, sharing closest hopes for our children, stroking and nuzzling in exorcism. Though we'd have some qualms at what we discover, sprawled in the close of a long red summer. And so next poem's, it's about love and it's about stigma. And it's called Wednesday. I come here each week to squeeze the wet clay, feeling its clasp like a strong hand of love. I picture my dad as a happy potter, slapping me down on a wheel saying, shape up, son, I'll be back when I'm ready. But he never was, so he never did. I like chatting, but last Wednesday you walked in light-hearted, wanting to convey that someone was rough and hard, like old clay. So you swore that they were a bastard. I labelled myself with your unconscious sneer. Since then, I've imagined Dad coming back here, seeing his son on a bottom shelf. He still cannot touch me, still mad with himself. And I'll finish now with a poem by Daphne Gloag, who was a poet in the Pitsanger Poets. She passed away a few years ago, and she wrote wonderful poems. She's published by Cinnamon Press, if you wanted to look her up. And most of her poems were about her relationship with her partner, but also astronomy. And in this poem, she alludes to the theory of space-time, and she kind of thinks about that maybe, just as in space-time, the greater the object, the more space-time is stretched. And so time apparently goes on longer. So if two people are together, do they make a bigger object that makes time for them go on longer? I'd probably best just do the poem. It's called How Long Is Not Long. The train had been late, but no matter. Time stretched ahead of us. The lake was our destination. Trees and reflections of trees, blue of sky, reality and dream. But the maple's autumn colours, the dream of trees, would not last long. How long was not long? We were close. Our bodies were joined together. We paddled in ice-cold water, made joint ripples, dents in space-time. So would our time pass more slowly, we wondered? Would we feel extra time was granted for the dream?